Hello! So I thought it would be fun to make a little guide on Pressure's Firewall encounter, and totally not because I'm addicted to it or anything, but because quite a few people seem to struggle with this one. So anyway, in this video I will give bits of advice. I'll show like a few settings you can use. I'll tell you about this wait out mechanic, which most people probably already know about. But still, I'll tell you how the firewall works, because there are some mechanics you probably should know about. Then I'll teach you some basics with movement and also how you take damage in this encounter, because that might help you determine how many mistakes you can get away with. Then I'll show you a bit more of an advanced movement trick you can do, which will give you a lot of speed but might be hard to control. But I'll show this towards the end of the video with some gameplay footage and live commentary, and then hopefully by the end of the video you'll be better prepared to deal with the firewall the next time you encounter it. And also, if you find my videos enjoyable to watch, please consider subscribing. And with that out of the way, let's get started on. So here's a few settings you wanna check out if the firewall is too hard. Like for example the chase assist, which automatically does parkour jumps for you during firewall. Or you can disable the firewall entirely, but this only works if everyone in the game is on mobile and has this setting enabled. So if you have a coordinated friend group or play alone on mobile, then, well, I guess toggle the setting and click off the video. I'm sure most people already know about this, but right before this little parkour tutorial thingy, there are some doors on the side in this hallway which lead to a little waiting room. If you have some people with you that are confident in doing the firewall, they could beat the encounter for you while you wait it out until they're done. And once the encounter has been completed, a door will unlock in the waiting room, which you can then go through, and it will lead to a staircase down to the end of the encounter. However, there is a catch. Once the encounter starts and you're in the waiting room, you will be trapped in there until the encounter is over. Should everyone trying to do the parkour fail to make it and die, then everyone else in the waiting room will be gassed to death. So if you choose this approach and wait it out, you're gonna have to hope that whoever is doing the parkour can actually make it. Yeah, I don't know man, just get good. What I recommend you do is actually make use of the little tutorial section at the start, because you can just play around a bunch there and try to get used to the movement before actually going in. And there is no time limit, so just play around with the handlebars, the wall jumps, sliding on obstacles. Though you probably want to do this alone in case other people in your game are in a hurry, because then you will be on a time limit. You do parkour while running away from a wall of fire. Okay, but something you should keep in mind is that the firewall will try to match the player's speed. This means that the faster you go, the faster the firewall will become. While if you perform worse and go slowly, then the firewall will go slower too. Though, obviously it will not stop for you if you decide to set up a picnic. But most importantly, if you're playing with others and decide to do parkour with them, and they end up going way too fast for you to keep up, the firewall can very much end up getting too fast as well, and you'll most likely end up dead. So if you want to take your time practicing, your best option is to do it alone, just so you can kind of learn it at your own pace. So let's first talk about your movement options. You have 2 jumps, which does allow you to double jump, and you have a dash, which gives you a little speed boost forwards. But this boost also temporarily stops you from falling, because you only move forwards, which means that any momentum you might build up falling will be reset. So use this information wisely if you're trying to cross a gap. And lastly, you can slide at any time, and sliding also allows you to keep or change your momentum. Think of like sliding up against or down a ramp, or combining the speed with your dash with a slide. Now here's an image of the firewall encounter, and you might notice that there are some indicators visible on screen. On the left you have 2 white bars, which are your jumps, and on the right there's an orange bar, which is your dash. These bars will tell you whether or not you can use them depending on if they're full. A few ways to refill these bars is to either be on the ground, use a jump pad, do a wall run, or use the handlebars. Just keep in mind that using handlebars only refills your dash, so you won't gain any jumps from using them. And jump pads only refill your first jump bar and your dash, so you will only be able to jump once. This is just a small little bit I wanted to add so you know what you're getting yourself into. There's two ways for you to take damage. Either A, take 50 damage from the firewall catching up to you, or B, fall into a pit below and take 15 damage while getting boosted back up. There is a damage cooldown to falling into the pit though, so if you fall into it like 2 or 3 times in a row, you only get damaged once the first time. But yeah, that should just give you a little idea of what you can get away with. It's not an instant death. So remember how I said that sliding allows you to keep your momentum? Yeah, that's gonna be talked about in this part, because if you get good at combining it with a dash, you can reach pretty insane speeds. And I gotta say, this is so stupidly funny. Just covering insane distances in seconds. It can be pretty tricky to get the hang of though, and I'm not sure if it's straight up inconsistent or if I'm doing the inputs not precise enough. But anyway, all you have to do is to be in the air, either via jumping or falling or using a handlebar, and then you dash and slide right after. The whole idea is you want to use the speed you get from the dash and conserve it by sliding, but you can only dash if you're in the air. But yeah, this might be a bit hard to control, and you might end up falling down into a pit, which is not the end of the world, it's just 15 damage. But if you really need to cover distance, get away from the firewall, then you're better off taking 15 damage than 50. And you also get a medkit at the end anyway, so... Alright, now with all of that said information crammed into your skull, let's now look at a little live commentary clip of me doing the firewall. And I gotta say, it's not my best performance, but whatever. As long as it helps you understand how the firewall works and helps you beat it. Okay, awesome. So I might have to like edit in narration over this, because I swear to God, these announcers are gonna yap a lot and it might get in the way. But I'm gonna show a few things. Just some live gameplay. Alright. So, first, you get a suit if the game will allow you it. Because, my God, how many lockers did I open here? Anyway. Alright, so I wanna show a few things. First of all, just a little trick, I guess, that you should know is there's this secret area. And this thing will fling you basically to the, I guess the start area for the real firewall section, because this part over here is a tutorial little parkour that you can practice with if you want. If you get this in your own time, I recommend using this. Just get used to the movement, get used to the dashes, double jumps, slides, just all of those things. But yeah, you got your bar on the left, 2 jumps, so you can do a double jump. You got your dash, slide, and you can combine them and go like really fast. Yeah, it's a bit precise, the timing, so you just want to get used to it as much as you can. Eventually, you'll just be able to do it perfectly, like this. Just use this area to practice. Yeah, you don't have to do all that weird sliding that I do. I'm just used to it. If you want to do that at your own pace, you could do,
You won't.
Hold on, I'm trying to not speedrun this. It's actually kind of hard. Slide. As long as you keep running, you'll make it. Then you can do these wall jumps side to side, or you can keep hugging the left wall. And then you jump on that jump pad. We'll send you to the start of the race.
Lovely.
My God. What is up with these doors? But yeah, I can also show the pad real quick, the other one. Then you get sent here. And, spot is a bit awkward. I'm because you can't really see where you're going. But you can just do this, I think. Yeah. And I don't like using it.
Hi there.
I just do the parkour normally. By the way, if you fall, you take 15 damage, so it's not the end of the world. Just try not to get stuck under platforms that might get you killed by the firewall if it catches up. Anyway, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna play the game normally, just for a little bit, just to show you how it goes for a normal run. It's a bit awkward. But yeah, you can just play it a bit normal. Try to use your dashes as much as you can. If you're able to. They'll save you from the firewall. But if you want to try out a bit, you can also just do this, intentionally take damage. Oh god, I'm fumbling. So, yeah, the hitboxes on the handlebars are a bit precise. So try not to over or undershoot them like I did there. If I don't perform well, I can always use like a clip for my streams. And here we go, it's a bit better.
Hello.
Oh god. Oh, yes, okay. I was worried I was not gonna get my jump there. And look, I can skip the jump pad too. Didn't even use it. It's how kind of broken it is, dashing and sliding midair. Really good. Alrighty, that's all I gotta say about this encounter. Use this video as sort of directive, because the best way you're gonna learn this is through practice. But yeah, this is the end of the video. Hopefully this helped you out, and thank you for watching.